Kim Jiwan.
Are we starting?
Let's start, yeah.
Oh, we're starting. All right. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No, you're
Just-
good. You're absolutely don't know. I kind of like keep everything natural, like looking at phones when not messing with things. I like
Yeah.
that. That's just me.
Okay. Perfect.
But
Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Everyone out there, welcome to the podcast of Jalen and. On today's guest is Jalen and Mr. Jiwan. Thank you, sir. Thank you
Nice
for
to
being here.
meet all of you. Nice to meet you too. Yeah.
Of course, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, who are you? Where are you from?
I guess I'll just reintroduce myself because there's a nice flow to it. My name is Kim Jiwan. I am Korean. But I'm, as I would like to say it, I'm kind of Korean. I grew up in the Philippines, and yeah. So basically, I grew up in the Philippines for majority of my life. So I'm basically, as I would like to say it, Korean by blood, but Filipino by soul. So yeah, that's basically it.
Cool, cool. You said majority. So where else have you lived? Here?
No, yeah, basically here. Yeah.
Do you speak Tagalog?
Oh, marunong ko mag-Tagalog.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Which basically means yes, I know how to speak
Yeah,
Tagalog.
yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
up there with like Korean or English?
No, so I actually speak Korean terribly. Yeah. So what was this? I understand very well. But I only speak like I would say 30%. Yeah, of
Really?
Korean. Yeah. So I mean I can speak to a communicable level.
Mhm.
And then there comes a certain point where when you talk about anything that is not self-introductionary or what is your favorite food or what do you do in your spare time, what do you do? When you start to be like,
Someone's like, hey,
oh, so what are your thoughts about the political climate? Like stuff like that. I'm just like, yeah, you know what? English it is.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I could understand when they say that, when they ask it.
Mm.
Yeah, but I can't respond
Okay.
in that sense. Yeah.
Gotcha. What
So.
brought you to the Philippines in the first place?
So my dad's business. During the I was born in 1997, and for viewers who know your Korean history, that was when the financial crash happened in Korea. Huh? Yeah, so that's when the financial crash happened in Korea during 97, and that was apparently, unfortunately the year I was born. So as to the details for the financial crash, I still have to like look into it. But just basically, it's just a standard financial crash. But it really affected Koreans working during that time, and my dad was included. And yeah, so we basically just went from place to place, and we eventually settled into the Philippines. Um, yeah, Ben, he was basically there to kind of make a business for himself, make like build something for himself. Because I think it was kind of like a trend during this period for Koreans to go to Southeast Asian countries. Yeah, to build like their own personal brand or business. I don't really know like the logistics or the reasoning behind so in detail, but yeah, so that kind of started like the Korean boom movement in the Philippines. And yeah, my father eventually did make his own company into the Philippines, and it became very, very successful to the point where I've
Nice.
studied
Nice.
majority of my life, more than 20 years in the Philippines. But yeah, but if I were to add to that, I only learned how to speak Tagalog 2 years before I came to Korea.
Really?
Yeah, so I didn't know how to speak Tagalog throughout my whole life in the Philippines because I was put into environments that were not very Filipino. Like I studied as an international school student,
Oh,
so
okay.
I spoke a mutual friend of ours. It's basically very similar story is Nelson. We have kind of have the same upbringing in that sense where it's like, oh, we lived in the country for basically practically almost our whole life, or what feels like our whole life.
Like a third country kid. Third culture
Exactly.
kid.
Third world, yeah, but we were put into environments where we never really, had the ability to really, yeah, like, you know, just be part in the most purest, in a more purer way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's basically that. So I only learned for the last 2 years.
Wow. Did you just take classes? Just tutor?
No,
Walk in?
I wouldn't suggest this method as to how you would learn a language very fast, but I had a girlfriend. Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like, just don't look for a partner to just learn a language.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it has to
That's the
be
first time I've heard
very
that.
yeah. Um,
Clearly, it sounded like it worked well.
so in my I had a lot of partners and of course I lived there. So but I think during the last my last partner before I came to Korea was the very first real Filipino person.
Mm.
Because a lot of times in the Philippines, there's a lot of like you said, like third culture kid. And the third culture kid doesn't even have to be an international student. They could be Filipino. Because a lot of Filipinos don't even know how to speak the Tagalog language.
Really?
Because yes, because there's a lot of very westernized raised Filipinos.
Mm.
Because I think it's a very unfortunate thing, but a lot of, not all, but a lot of Filipinos, especially in this generation, view speaking and being Filipino as some kind of form of a weakness in
Really?
terms of, yeah, because Philippines is a, lack of better term, I don't believe so, but just in the views of other people, it's a developing country, or to some people, it might even be a third world country. You
Mm.
know, like yes, but personally, I think it's a developing country. It has a very, very corrupted government and all that. So I don't think people have the pride to want to be Filipino, which
Mm.
is why a
That's sad.
lot of, and I was speaking about this to a couple of newfound Filipino friends I met in Korea, where a lot of celebrities in the States are half Filipino. And there's a lot of, and if you're from the States, you would know that there's so many Filipinos. There's a ridiculous amount, right? Exactly, they're everywhere. Like they literally invade the entire world. A little country like invades the entire world. Like you'll always find a half quarter Filipino somewhere,
Mhm.
you know. But they never say it. A majority of them do not wish to pronounce it to the world. Announce it, pronounce it, whatever, to the world. So a very, very popular example is Bruno Mars. We had to discover,
Yeah.
like by ourselves, that he was half Filipino, but he's never publicly, at least to my knowledge and to the knowledge I've heard from people who are bigger fans of him than I am, he's actually never outright like publicly stated the pride of it. And on a very recent issue was High School Musical's Vanessa Hudgens. Only never actually said she was half Filipino. I think she might even be full, but never actually said that she was any Filipino until she got a sponsorship from a Filipino-based company. Only then did she start telling it, but she never did throughout the entire High School Musical fame.
Yeah. No, I thought she was Mexican.
Yeah, she's actually like flat out Filipino. So yeah. So it's kind of a tough thing. So that's back to the thing itself. So there's a lot of Filipinos who actually try to imitate that lifestyle, whether that makes them look more rich, cool, Americanized, westernized. It's similar to kind of Korea, where a lot of Koreans also want to feel more westernized, because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's kind of the same concept,
It's the
more or
growing
less.
trend across all Asia.
Yeah, so I date a lot of Filipinos in that kind of Filipino.
Mhm.
You know, so I never, but only the last one before, we're not together anymore, but the last one before I came to Korea and started living here was an actual, so we're funny to say that, an actual
Oh, real.
Filipino. Yeah,
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 yeah.
lack of better term. So, yeah, and I felt like, and disagree with me, because I feel like I will also speak about a lot of hot takes, because I mean that really gets like my mind going, and I love hearing other people's opinions with things I disagree upon. But I also feel like, and this is an issue with, I feel like, interracial relationships in Korea and Filipinos in general. I feel like if you are in a serious relationship with anybody, you owe it to them to learn the language.
Mm, that's really deep. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know
I
if that's a hot. I mean, maybe it could be.
it could be because I feel like a lot of like, oh, a lot like some Americans and some people Americans who are with Filipinos, like, oh no, I don't need to learn their language. I got along with them just fine. Right? And I feel like if it goes, and that can be true, but when it goes a little bit beyond that, like um you want to get to know their family.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
then it becomes a
yeah,
little bit more
yeah.
complicated.
I've heard people tell me that too. Like, it's not that it's important because the thing is, I don't really believe this, but like, people, if you can mutually communicate, whether it's Korean or Tagalog or English, whatever, like, it's fine. But like for me, like, I want someone to speak English for the sake of my family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also feel like there are no, this is so important, and I think this is especially difficult for Korean.
Hmm.
it's very hard to talk emotionally during an argument in a language that is not their first language.
Yeah,
Right?
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
not saying that by you learning it will fix that. It will help a lot though.
Mm,
Yeah, because you may not understand it word by word, but you understand feeling. Because understanding language is not just understanding the words, it's understanding the mannerism,
mm,
the action. Because once you learn a language, you also learn mannerism, and that's probably possibly more important, or if as important as learning the actual word for word itself. Because
mm,
language is not just 안녕하세요, 저희는 김치. It's not just that. It's like 안녕하세요. 조용히 김치원입니다. That is language, right? And I
yeah.
feel like I feel like there's a lot of that's one of the few reasons why a lot of the relationships, actually not the few, I think that's one of the biggest reasons why a lot of interracial relationships between Koreans in another country fail in Korea.
Mhm.
Is because once they get deep into the argument and into the how they want to live, progress in life in a more mature way, that communication becomes difficult, not by word, but by emotion.
That's
Yeah.
real. Yeah.
And I feel a lot, I do think it's a hot take because a lot of people do get very defensive about it because it's like, oh, we don't need to speak. I don't need to learn the language to have like a healthy relationship. But sometimes to me, it just kind of feels like you're just ignoring.
Yeah,
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 like you
yeah.
just don't want to put the effort into it. But yeah. So anyway, I felt like I owed it to my partner during that time to learn how to speak Tagalog. Yeah, and I've worked very hard on it. And thankfully, I've lived in the country for many years to know how the structure, how the mannerisms and the grammar works. So I feel like I was like half my one foot in the front door.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
by
yeah,
the
yeah.
time I decided I
After
would
being
learn
there
it.
for a couple
Yeah,
decades,
but
like,
so
yeah.
it's not like I wasn't really working that hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna give myself that
You
much.
probably already knew basics before that. How much is
Yeah.
this? Hello,
Mm.
whatever, things like that, probably.
Yeah. So I would say my level was like a good 40%, which to be honest, that's 40% more, 40% benefit
Yeah,
already.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's more than you
That's
think. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah, for real. Yeah.
so,
So what brought you back to Korea then?
so it was COVID. So COVID brought me back to Korea. Long story short, because I feel like the viewers can piece it together on their own is Philippines has a very terrible healthcare system. I am still Korean by citizen, so COVID was a very confusing, scary thing that nobody really knew about. People were dying, or at least we were told that people were dying, and people were dying. So we didn't really knew the gravity of how dangerous it was. It only felt like the right decision to leave the Philippines and to come to Korea. The only risk that came with that was once I came to Korea, we cannot go back to the Philippines yeah, because it was locked down. The
Oh,
whole
okay,
world
yeah,
was
yeah,
locked down,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so like
To wait probably years.
you can go back to the country that you're from, but you can't leave once you're here, right? Yeah, unless you have a citizenship in the other country, or like a family or something like that. So yeah, so I was here. Yeah, that's basically the pure reason, the main reason why I moved here.
You liking it?
It's I like it here. Um, based by how I say that, you're probably like, "Yeah, does he really?" No, no. It's 50-50. No, I would say 50-50. It's like 60-40. Yeah, 60% I like it here. 40% it does come with its, unfortunate stuff, but I feel like that so is every country.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I think, but I like it. I like it more. Yeah, I can't imagine myself living anywhere else
Really?
currently. Yeah. Okay, so I take that back. I imagine I don't I can live in the Philippines. I don't imagine myself living anywhere where I as of this moment.
Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think that's
yeah.
a good way to say it. Yeah, as of the moment and where I stand and where I'm currently at in life, I don't see myself living anywhere else. So
Gotcha.
I really like it here. Yeah.
Okay. So you've already, since you're a citizen, have you already done your military service?
I am currently. Yeah, I
Currently,
am
whoa,
currently in my
whoa,
service.
interesting.
I finish in January next year.
Okay. What are you
Yeah.
doing, if I can ask?
I am not, well, as you can see, I am here.
I was gonna say, yeah, like it's a
Yeah.
Tuesday at
I
like
am not on the
5 o'clock.
base.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, and you got longer hair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I work in a system we Koreans call it gongik. but I think people would know it more as a social service personnel.
Mm.
So we basically work for the government. So in the Korean military, there's two ways to serve it. One is you have to do an office job, like a social service job, like community service, whatever you call it. And the other one is the actual army, where you like, do army stuff. Like you have to live in the base, just
Got your
stay there.
uniform every day,
Yeah, you just
bald
gotta
hat.
stay there and suffer, I guess.
Yeah.
But here you suffer, but you get to go home in the end of the suffering. Yeah, every single day. Some jobs are worse than others. But my job is I currently work as a social service personnel. So I work in a school for autistic children or people, young people, like around the age of 10 to 30.
Wow.
Yeah, so like young adults. Yeah, so they go all the way up to like preschool to high school, and when you graduate high school, there's like a college thing there. It's not college, but it's like you just passed high school. It's basically just teaching them how to work for jobs in Korea.
Okay. Just how to like life skills, how to function a little bit.
Yeah, so like, oh, we gotta teach them how to make coffee. We gotta teach them how to pack boxes. So they have purpose in their lives in Korea. So yeah, I work for that currently. I work 5 times a week, 8:30 to 4:30.
Dang, did you not work today? Oh no, isn't
It's a
it 12? Yeah, I was
holiday.
about to say, yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically almost it is actually identical. It is identical just to the common Korean workplace schedule. Holidays are off. Yeah, you don't do anything for the holidays. When work days are just work days, 5 times a week, Monday to Friday. That's it. Yeah.
No, too easy.
This is actually quite easy. Yeah, I'm more, which is funny they say that because there's like a list of jobs for social service personnel, and if you go to the Korean like sites or like Naver and you or any chat rooms and you would ask, okay, so what's the easiest and what's the hardest?
Hmm.
We are ranked the hardest.
Really?
Yeah,
Do you feel like it's the hardest?
no, I don't. But there are so many jobs. There's like government office where you help people and they're just like renew their passports, citizen stuff, all that, or your tax office. I was put in the tax office first, but I transferred, because I couldn't type in Korean
Mm,
fast. Yeah, like that. So I
yeah,
can't do
yeah.
that. So, but yeah, so I was in the tax office first, but I transferred here because I couldn't do the job. But tax office is one of the easiest. It's like the second to the easiest one. The easiest one I heard was a museum.
Hmm,
Like yeah, museum because this is all you have to do. You go in, you open the gates, and you're done.
that's it.
Yeah, you just have to stay in the museum until your hours are done. But
Wow.
essentially you can just like you essentially sit down in the CCTV room
Hmm.
the whole day.
Wow.
That's it.
Dudes doing that got lucky on their mandatory
Nothing.
service.
Yeah, and people, this is like the dream job. Yeah, like because you don't really know what you're going to get as a job. Yeah,
Really?
you do
I
not
didn't
know.
know that. I thought you at least had some say.
You don't have a say. Yeah. I mean, you do have some say. I mean, a lot of people left my job because of injuries. Because the reason why this autistic school, I'll call it an autistic school. Yeah, because I don't want to call like school for disabled children. But yeah, I think autistic school is a more safer thing to say. The reason why it's ranked, so there's two bottom ones. The two bottom ones are autistic school and school for and elderly home. These are the two hardest jobs of all time. The autistic school is actually ranked harder than the elderly homes. Why? It's the only job in the entire 20, I think, jobs or near 20 that's dangerous.
Interesting.
Yeah, like that actually has there is no other job that puts people in the hospital.
Mm,
I think because when I say, oh, I work for special children with special needs, they're like, oh, that's so sweet, that's so cute. Oh my, like, but what you don't seem people don't seem to understand is they are actually a lot of them are very, very violent.
mm,
They not because they intend to be, they don't know how to control themselves.
yeah.
Yeah, so you get glass breaking, you get punches, you get like bone breaking. If you sometimes you have to hold their hand to guide them. If they just feel like one moment, like a loud sound happens, they might just break their fingers.
Wow.
Yeah, because they don't know how to control their strength.
Yeah.
They just get overstimulated a lot. I'm in my classroom that I help out. We are also in charge of he's a sweetheart, but he's also considered one of the most dangerous kids in the school. Because he actively targets and attacks people.
Oh, that's so sad.
And that's his way of like, because he's so overstimulated. When people, and he has an anger management issue. So because autism doesn't just have to be like not properly functioning, lack of a better term, but it also means like if you're angry, I can be angry or annoyed now, and I'll just be like, okay, but they can't do that.
There's no poker face.
Yeah, they can't do that. They can't have a poker. They will actually get up and start to attack someone, because that's their way of like, because everything becomes heightened. Yeah, so it's actually very that's possibly the reason why. Because a lot of the other jobs you more or less just have to sit down. You know what I mean? We are, I think, for the school for school for autistic children and elderly, these are the only two jobs you actually have to put some muscle into it.
Really?
Yeah,
Is
because
it just you when you're around
oh no,
these
there's like
kids,
it's
or
a
you got some
school.
homies?
Yeah, it's a school, but there's a lot of homies. I am in one of the more dangerous class because we are in the high school section.
Mhm.
High schoolers, how they have more
Yeah,
power.
you just get
Yeah,
older, you're
they're
bigger.
older,
Yeah, I
bigger.
just
Yeah. So we have two people. So we have like two social service workers in the classroom. Typically, if it's like a elementary or preschool, just one. But each class has their own.
mm,
Yeah, so it has the main teacher, like the homeroom teacher, and there would be either one or two social service workers.
okay.
Yes. So we basically, our job is to really make sure that things don't go out of control. Because sometimes the teacher can handle himself, but there are also other kids involved. And there are a lot of kids who are also non-violent, who are just, just chill kids. And you have to try very hard to protect them from the ones who are violent. When they, like, yeah, because they're still kids, they're
Yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
children, they need to be protected. It is scary, yeah. I really, I absolutely, shout out to my homeroom teacher. I absolutely love him because he's like, I'm going to take care of the violent kid. Don't worry about him. I just need you to make sure that everyone else is safe when I do so, because there are times we have to tackle him.
Really? Oh, that's super scary.
Yeah, we have to tackle him and we have to pin him down, like just like on the floor, and we have to wait until he calms down. We just have to be like, calm down, calm down, calm down. And they get angry, they start to injure themselves. They bang their heads to the floor. And then this is really risky because they will actually hurt themselves. They will have like brain damage from it. So it's like it's our job to, whilst he pins him down, to be like, get the pillow so we can put it below his head. So I feel like I'm just saying this as well because I discovered a lot of things and awareness to like people helping out autistic people or anyone with special needs. It is not as simple as you think.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
They need to be loved. They deserve all the love in the world. They deserve to be protected and they deserve to be helped. But it's not all, glitters and sunshine as like the media portrays it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, no. I've known quite a few autistic individuals growing up. Yeah, I can see it. That's rough. I can see why that is under a special mandatory service. Wow, thank you.
But I absolutely love my job.
Oh,
Just
that's
right
good
now,
then.
yeah,
That's
I
good then
absolutely,
too. That's good.
I
Yeah.
would not, if I had a choice right now to have a museum job, I would not pick it.
Really? That's
Yeah,
good. That's a good
I
heart of you.
absolutely love my job. And I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. I love the kids. I even love that kid. Like I know he has this like, he can't help it. But when he's a sweetheart, he's an absolute sweetheart. And
Just he thinks a little differently.
he just thinks a little differently. Yeah, so it's all good.
You're a good man for that. That's cool. If I can ask too, in regards to military service, I've always been curious of this. Are you paid?
Yes, we are paid.
Can I ask? Can I ask how much?
Yeah, no, I'll straight up tell you because I feel like it's kind of common knowledge, so don't worry about it. I get paid currently. I just got paid yesterday, which is 1.2 million won per month.
Wow, I didn't think it was like. I mean, not saying like that's good, but that's definitely like significantly more than I thought.
Yeah, so it's actually pretty crap. at the beginning, but it does gradually get higher. So you get paid a little more every 3 months. I started with a my memory could be wrong, but around within 600 to 800,000 won. This is the first like 3 months. Next 3 months you get an increase. I got a million won, and then now I've gotten to the point where it's 1.2. The very last payment, which will be this coming July, is 1.5. So that's the highest. That's the peak now.
So
Yeah.
I'd heard like with obviously being mandatory service, like it's more seen as like mandatory, so like you're not going to get paid, like you got everything taken for.
Yeah, I think a lot of like I'm not sure if I can call them human rights. I'll just call them human rights for this context. A lot of human rights activists for Korean people and the military fought very hard for this. This wasn't the case during my father's time. You barely got paid even at all. Something you don't get paid at
Yeah,
all.
because I thought some like older like Joshis and whatnot, and they're like, yeah, we got paid the equivalent of $20 a month.
Yeah, this was a very recent-ish development around this, like within the past few years. A lot of people, my dad and his friends, and his concluded, said that if they would happily do it now voluntarily.
Really? Wow, they're good Koreans. The Korean.
If they knew that they could get paid in that sense. But so there was there's a sense of unfairness that there's a sense of bittersweet, not bittersweet, but like resentment towards us
Yeah, yeah.
for having this benefit because there's nothing older Koreans like more than torturing us. Yeah, in a
Really?
good way. They want us to be like thicker skinned. Yeah, but like, they're just like, damn, you're getting paid like it's below minimum, but it's still like you're still getting paid.
Yeah, you're still getting money.
Yeah.
Like,
Um, but yeah. It's not very high, the payment. Yeah, because I think that doesn't hit even 1.5 million doesn't really hit the Korean minimum just yet. Yeah, just
so that's
barely.
really hard to live off
Yeah,
of.
for by yourself. But I think they're really giving the money not with the intention that you will survive on the world, but with the thought that you're still living with your parents and still trying to study. Right? Yeah, so it's like an allowance money kind of thing. So yeah. So it's not like, oh, you're doing this to survive your life now.
This is your voluntary service. We're just giving you some extra money.
Yeah, that's kind of like how it is. So that's probably why it's not very, very high. Yeah, it's also illegal for you to earn any kind of income during the military.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
So, all right, we'll get to this. Your job outside of it because it's cool. So, like with your other job, your other hobby, however you like to classify it as, are you making money from it?
So just right off the bat, I'll just say it, yeah, because we'll probably have conversations about it afterwards. It'll probably be almost the main topic about
Yeah,
this,
this is
because
cool,
yeah.
everyone. This is cool.
So I'm a professional magician, and I'm also a professional b-boy, break dancer. But currently, I am more of a professional magician and actively working magician as of this moment. Yeah, so to answer that question, I got screwed over by the military several times because of this. A lot of people ratted me out. Um, I don't know who they are.
Not for the boys. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, but I'm sure it gets around quite fast in my workplace that we have a professional magician in the building. So very naturally, people will find me whether online or Instagram, and they would see that I have shows coming up, and I think one of them must have reported that one of the shows was a paid show or something like that. So I got screwed over a couple times. But yeah, so it's not a secret. I've already communicated with my military, so by speaking about it here, I'm not hiding anything or not like trying to keep it down. I'm not allowed to earn a certain amount. I am not allowed to do any contractual work. I am not so any if I had to do a show for Samsung, you have to write a contract because you're getting paid a specific amount and you're being dealt with an actual functioning big company.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to do that. Yeah, so I am not allowed to be sent money from a company. Oh yes, and all that. So I can still work as a magician, but I am not allowed to earn more than a million won.
Okay.
Hmm. Like in a day, and the payment has to be via independent, meaning it has to be like, oh, I want to hire you for the show. From my pocket, I will pay you. It can't
Okay.
be a company. It can't be like an organization, like a very serious organization, or
Can maybe like say just a cafe owner that wins a
yeah,
cool show or
cafe owner,
something, and
yeah,
yeah, and
like
they'll
stuff
say,
like very
"Here's
small stuff.
500,000."
Yeah, exactly, yeah, like that, like a very like small. It's mostly viewed as like uh a donation in a sense. Yeah,
Ah,
if
okay,
you
okay,
look
yeah,
at it in a certain way, like yeah, if you change the lens a little bit, it's like okay, so it's from a person. It might be like a kind of a big amount, but it's from a person, and he's just like favoring you, and he's just giving you like a donation for it. But if there's a signature involved and a company involved, that's not a donation anymore. That's an actual work.
Ah, I see. Okay, yeah, 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 I see. I see.
But even if it's a donation, you're still not allowed to earn a certain amount. Yeah, like
Dang.
basically, yeah, not a million, but like around 800,000, something like that. So you're not allowed to do that.
Ah,
So I kind of am working as a magician based on those guidelines currently. Yeah, so I try to like limit my seatings and I try to limit make the ticket prices a little bit smaller and stuff like that. And yeah, just stuff like that. Um, I also do certain things to work around it, which I'll not mention here
yeah,
when I
yeah.
really need the money. But no, it's not bad. It could be better. But for working in the military, being paid for it, and getting a little bit more money as well from magic, I think it works out just fine.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, what made you pick magic?
Uh,
One day it just clicked in your brain.
Yeah, so it's basically I was a child, can't remember how old I was, but I was very young, around maybe 9, 10, 11, around somewhere there. We went to Thailand. My family went to Thailand, family trip. Mom got a foot massage. We kids never don't know the benefit of a massage and the appeal of a good foot massage in
Yeah, yeah,
Thailand. So we were like, I don't want to do this. I want to do something else. So we had to wait for like 2 hours because the massage was like 2 hours and all that. And my dad was like, "Oh, there's a magic show down the thing." So I was aware of magic during this time, and I was a skeptic. And I feel like any magician who is a professional magician, 90% of them started as skeptics. Because so yeah, so I was a skeptic. So every time I see magic on TV, I would always scream out, "That's fake."
yeah.
There's, I would just come up with the most dumbest, stupidest like method, like oh, actor, mirrors, cut, camera cut. Like they might not even be the real method, but I was just so I just didn't believe it. So we went to a magic show, and I came into it to be like, I'm gonna figure all this stuff out. And so I see does the magician is just classic magician does the sawing woman in half, does all these the classic stage stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, easy. This, that, box. Something's up with that box. Oh, there's two girls in separate boxes, and when that's why they can get chopped up. It's just dumb stuff. And then he did something that amazed me, that kind of freaked me out, which was he left the stage. That actually freaked me out for a second, because that's kind of like I remember I was freaked out by it because when you leave this, it's like I was watching a movie or a TV show, and it's like the character coming out of it. So I didn't know that this concept existed where the magician can leave it the stage. And I was a kid, so I was kind of like dumb. But he then pulled out a deck of cards. I actually haven't seen card tricks a lot during this time, and he told me to pick a card. And I picked it. I remember signing the card. He put it back in the deck. He pulls out a sword. Shockingly, he throws the cards in the air and he stabs my signed card with the sword. Blew me away.
All
Yeah,
52 cards is in the
all he
end.
just like he just threw all of them and
Oh,
like stabs the one that I signed. The cards were completely shuffled and all
that's
that.
pretty cool.
Blew me away. Complete. I've never seen magic like this. Was not. This was not like a magic trick. This was like some, you know, just God. It's like this is a
This just
miracle.
blew your mind.
Yeah,
Like, this is
because I was
crazy.
like, how can magic exist so close to me? Like I know street magic and close-up magic is a thing, but during this time, it wasn't that popular. Maybe Blaine existed a little bit during this time, but it didn't hit that Asian appeal, I guess, like during that time, mostly in the States. So I didn't know the concept of having magic happening literally inches from my eyes was possible. I could not see a string. I could not see it. I could have picked any card. I could have and all that. So it was real magic to me. Even if I came up with a method, there was no way of like actually be like, no, that can't be. It was really I could have picked any card.
Yeah.
it haunted me so much that I went home and tried to look for how it's done. Apparently,
Dang.
but you can't, you couldn't do it at this time. Because the internet world wasn't very strong. The internet wasn't very strong during
Yeah,
this
yeah,
period, so
yeah.
you couldn't find a. And this was one. There's always like a good portion of tricks where there's like really basic dumb card tricks, and then they're like professional magic tricks. You couldn't find professional tricks on YouTube. You know, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are very very hidden.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, so the thought of it haunted me so much that I decided as a way to um hope with like the hauntedness or like the oh my god, how the hell is that possible? I decided to make my own way of doing it. It's just as like almost as a coping mechanism to
yeah. This was
understand.
like breaking you as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was really like if that isn't real magic, I don't know what is. You know, that was my mentality. So I try to make my own way of doing it. I'm a kid, so I can't get a sword, but I got a ruler. So I was like, maybe I could stab a card with a ruler or with the scissors, cause and all that. I just did a ruler because it was very so. Yeah. So I'm just gonna like demonstrate it so you guys. I'm not gonna show the trick. I'm not gonna show the trick how it's done. I'm just gonna show you.
I was gonna ask that. Do you know how to do it now?
My method is very stupid and clever. Um, so what I did was just so example is I basically I told someone just pick a card in a very crappy spread and they picked one and I was like, okay, remember that card? I did something to make them look away and when they looked away, I just did this. I just put it in the bottom. Um, but what they didn't know was oh no, sorry. I didn't put in the bottom. Thankfully, that's how I do it now. I showed them the card without realizing that there's identical card at the bottom. Yeah. So if this was the three of spades, there's another three of spades in the bottom. So it's like I didn't tell them to take any card. I just be like, you know what? They're all different. Remember that card. Okay, perfect. There's another three of spades in the bottom, and this three of spades had a cut in the middle, like a slit that I just cut using a cutter. I then get a ruler and in the act of balancing the cards on top of the ruler, I secretly insert that ruler into the slit.
Okay, okay, I seen you.
But it's being covered by the rest of the cards.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So you
so
can't
I
see
just
it.
like balance it, and I don't throw the cards with my hand and stab it. I like toss it up with a ruler and then stab it. Which what they don't know yet is that the card has already been stabbed beforehand. Yeah.
Oh,
So that was my huh?
finally figured it out.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's not the that's definitely not the way it was done. But
Really.
it was my
It was.
way of yeah,
Yeah.
it was my way to cope with how it done. But when I came up with it, it was a very dumb way of doing it. I thought it wouldn't fool a blind monkey. But so I decided to just, because I was a bored school kid, I decided to show it to my best friend. Yeah, I clearly remember it. Because cards were allowed at school, so I very suspiciously told him come to the bathroom with me. So
Yeah.
I told him like yeah, I gotta show you something.
Yeah.
Come to the bathroom
Sounds
with me. In this generation, you can't get away with
yeah,
that. That would be
you catch a
that
case
that's
real
the
quick.
that's a and that's a federal offense. That's very red flaggish in this generation. But that time I was like, come to the bathroom alone with me. Just gonna go to the bathroom alone. Yeah. So well, yeah, and because I had the cards would be splattered everywhere, so I didn't want the teachers being like, "What the hell is this?" So, and I showed it to him, and he blew his mind. In the back of my head, I was like, "That worked." Like, he's actually fooled by it. He's actually amazed by it. And that really got me rolling. Something I made that is not, real magic, but something I created from my fingertips is able to make someone feel the way I did during when I first saw it. And just that concept got me going. And my journey began from there.
That's your
Yeah.
magic testimony.
Yeah. And so
Wow, that's
I just
cool.
kept trying to find new tricks, try to make my own, try to study the classics as well. Try to learn from YouTube. Had a good 2 years of doing magic terribly because YouTube is not a good teacher. And I think everyone could know that. You got to learn from someone or you got to learn from the books or some proper way of learning. So I kind of collected all that. I try to get into like touch with like other magicians as well to teach me. And here I am.
Have you ever been to Las Vegas?
No.
Really? Not
I
yet.
I
Not yet.
wish I
Yeah, I
did.
was about to say they're of course it's Vegas. Everyone knows them for the magicians.
Yeah, I also did heard that last April 30, which is a week ago, Copperfield finally did his last show.
Really?
Yeah, so
Oh, what a legend.
yeah, it was a legend. I don't think it was 10. It was like a 30, 20, 30 year run in the in I forgot the casino, but in Vegas. And he finally concluded it this last show last April 30. So
Wow.
what a bittersweet moment for the Magic community, to be honest. He's a legend, living legend. So yeah, but yeah, Vegas is where all great magic
I was about to
is.
say Penn
Penn
Teller,
and
Copperfield.
Teller,
Yeah.
Copperfield. We got recently now we got Shin Lim doing I think the win or else we got also Chris Angel there. Say what you want about Chris Angel. He's a weird guy, but he's done a lot for Magic. So yeah, that's and Mac King as well. There's some great names of Magic in Vegas. Yeah,
I feel like in Asia, I could be wrong. Asia, it's like like magic seems kind of like hard to find.
it is.
I'm
It's
trying to
very
think like even here in Korea, like I don't like.
it's very hard to find. I'm one of the only few performing close-up magicians. Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of, yeah, not like close-up magicians. I mean, there's a lot of close-up magicians here, but like serious close-up magicians who's doing it like a lot of shows and all that. There's not a lot in Korea. But the interesting thing about Korea is Korea actually is one of the world champions of magic.
Really?
If you ask any magician, like a serious magician or a working magician about, oh, what do you think about Korean magicians? They'd be like monsters. But their magic is not the same as the kind of magic I do. I do close-up magic. Koreans are masters of stage magic.
What's the difference?
So stage magic is very much, not to like demean it, but it's only things that can be done on stage. It's a very controlled environment. It can't be done close up. Yeah, so a lot of things like if you ever seen people produce doves, that's stage magic.
Ah, okay, okay. Or they pull them like a rabbit out of the hat or something.
And 99% of the time they do not speak. If you notice, it's like when they produce like cards and they're very dramatic and they're very like there's to music and all that when it comes to dove production. It's not like watch my hand, the dove will appear in three, two, one. It's not like that. It's just like bam,
Yeah, yeah,
bam,
yeah.
bam. And they just look very chic and like sexy doing it, all and their posture is good and all that. And Koreans are absolute monsters in stage magic. They're possibly I would say the best in the world. They are the best in the world.
It's a high standard.
It's a very high standard. Unfortunately, this is the kind of magic that doesn't really translate into the mainstream. Currently, what the kind of magic that translates into the mainstream is like close-up magic, because mostly because of David Blaine and all that kind of stuff, and more interactive, more connection, communicative kind of like type of magic. Um, but for like Koreans, stage magic, there's actually magic competitions. There's even an Olympics of magic that's held every 3 years called FISM. Yeah, and Koreans, no, they hold it in different countries every 3 years, and in the journey of that 3 years, they it's qualifiers to have a group of people represent their country for there, and that has like different kinds of magic. Card magic, like like there's like volleyball, basketball, skiing. In that one, there's like close-up magic, card magic, mentalism, stage magic, and all that. And yeah, so Koreans basically destroy that for the stage magic.
Really?
Yeah, so
Ah.
they're very renowned in the magic world for being some of the best stage magicians in the world. Yeah, but for close-up magicians, not really. In fact, it's my hot take. I hope I don't offend anyone Koreans. I think Koreans have some of the not the best close-up magicians.
Trying
Yeah.
to be number one. You're trying
Try
to, yeah.
no. There's some great ones around here, but if I were to speak about the majority, yeah, like the percentages, I would say that I haven't seen a lot that goes beyond 20. Yeah, and that goes for the
Wow,
entire
that's a very
Korea.
small
Yeah,
niche community.
and I'm very aware of the community, like the magic community in Korea. It's very hard to find a good close-up position.
How did you like, I guess, blow up, or how did you gain like clout?
So I'm actually not very popular in Korea because I just moved here. I'm very popular in the foreign scene. If you probably ask like people in Habangchon or Itaewon, like, oh, if they ever say, oh, there was a magician last week that performed here, that's probably me. It's definitely me. Yeah, like there's nobody else that'll do it except me. But because I'm probably the only expat friendly magician in
That
Korea.
probably, yeah,
Well,
it probably gives you
yeah.
kind of like makes you stand out a little in a good way, I think.
So there's a lot of places I can perform, but there's a lot of places that I can perform that other people can't. Yeah, like Koreans can't because they may not be as comfortable presenting in English.
Mhm.
So yeah, but I used to be. Maybe so, I get surprised. I still am like I'm not sure if I'm that famous now or popular, but if you actually bring me up to a Filipino person, they'll probably 90% know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
I was in my big break and probably possibly one of the worst moment in my Magic career, but it's also my big break was I debuted as my Magic career in Philippines Got Talent.
Oh, that's cool. I'm about to find a clip.
Yeah, it actually has 8 million views.
Is it on your
Yeah.
Instagram?
Yeah, it's not. So I actually, yeah, there in my Instagram, you'll say Philippines Got Talent 8 million views on
I'll post the
YouTube.
Instagram on there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool.
I never. You can watch it by yourself, but I never ever tell people to watch it because it is one of the most terrible performances I've ever done in my life. Yeah, it was a very bad performance. I just wanted to make it. I didn't had enough light time before then. I was just a magician of 3 years, 2 years done badly.
Mm.
That year done just okay-ish, like just doing magic for magic's sake and not really presenting. And I got the offer to go to Philippines Got Talent. I was terrible, you know. So, and the reason it got 8 million views was not because of my amazing magic. It was because there was a lot of controversy that happened after. Because
What?
nothing gets people rolling other than controversy.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything, but one of the judges was very racist
Um,
because he just did not understand why there was a Korean person in a platform that's called Philippines Got Talent.
well, I didn't even think about that. I was like, even as we're talking, I was like, it's just the Philippines got something. You're
I got invited
interesting.
though,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I
Wow, I didn't even think about
there's a
that.
backstory to it. If you watch it, it's a hard watch the video, just so you know, because you'll see just basically me kind of suffering whilst this man kind of like berates me as to like because I didn't know how to speak Tagalog during this time.
Mm.
Yeah, I knew how to speak a little bit, but not to the level,
Got to be able to
yeah,
converse like
I
that.
wasn't with my partner during this time, the one that you do that I actually learned. Um, so it was very, very difficult for me. I felt like now if I were to do it without speaking any Tagalog, I would know how to control the environment
Mm.
to make it shift, to make it be more like, I know how to win people over even if they don't like magic. Because as an experience as a magician, we know how to do that. I didn't know how to do any of that during this time. Yeah, exactly. So, because magic is not just being good at it, it's also controlling the stage, controlling the environment, controlling hecklers,
It's a whole
controlling.
performance.
Yeah, if I was, and if you'd be like, oh, why aren't you speaking like that? It's like, oh, you know what? Why don't you help me? I would love you for you to teach me. Can you come up on stage with me? You turn it. I didn't know how to do this. I was just like stunned silent, like I was just like on shock. Yeah, so I would have done a lot of things differently. Thankfully, I did finish my act. It was a very broken. It wasn't a good act, but it got through. A lot of people tell me that it was very amazing. But I guess my standards are very high at this, especially right now.
Well,
But
now, about to say, now that you know, like, what
yeah,
level you need to perform at.
yeah. So, but this went viral. This went insane. News, not just in the Philippines, but also in Korea.
Dang.
Yeah, people vlogging about it. Like you get like influencers speaking about in YouTube because Instagram wasn't like the biggest thing during this time. This was like 2016 or 17. They were like, "Did you hear about this? What are your thoughts about this?" So this Korean blah 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 blah. Everyone was talking about it, and everyone was giving their thoughts, whether it be I was wrong, whether it be was he was wrong. 90% was they would blame the guy. Yeah, for doing it because they thought he
It's
was
just messed up.
basically yeah, it was messed up, and because I was invited, and because the guy the judge is a criminal. He has a criminal record and all that as
Straight up,
well.
just not a good
Yeah,
dude.
not a good dude. Yeah, so they and all that, and
Is he still on there? Do you know?
no, he got kicked out. He's actually like probably one of the most hated celebrities in the
Really?
Philippines. Yeah, because last year, the year previous to that, there was a girl who was an American Filipino who doesn't know how to speak Tagalog, and he welcomed her. Like, it's okay, I'll try to understand you. Yeah, but the reason why he got violent against me verbally was because people were saying he's insecure because he doesn't know how to speak English.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
but yeah, the other judges knew how to, but he didn't. But back then he when he was a woman, he was like all, and he has like cheating scandals, and he's known to be a womanizer,
Mm.
like in his youth, like because he used to be, and he was older at the time, but he when in his young days he was like an action movie actor. There was like a lot of like scandals going on around him and stuff like that. So he was already kind of hated to begin with, and he just kind of put more fuel on the fire that he built up already and stuff like that. So yeah, but that's neither, I've spoke to him about it after, like after all that has been done and said, we've um we've came to an agreement, all that. So it's completely fine. I hold nothing against him. Right after things gotten very crazy, I was a very strong. I would get stopped on the streets by people just recording me and being like, "What are your thoughts of?" His name is Robin Padilla. Look him up, if you want to. What are your thoughts on Robin Padilla and how he like treated you? And I'm just like, Jesus, I'm trying to eat my food.
Gotta give some
Yeah.
privacy. Definitely.
Yeah, and just like so, I think they just want to upload it on Facebook because like so it will get viral because like oh I found him and I want to hear about what he has to say, and all that. But I never try to be violent. I know that people can take things the wrong way, even if I'm not in the best mood right now to talk to anybody. So I just simply say like something like, "Oh, hi, I guess. I just want to say I'm kind of in a hurry right now. I gotta go somewhere to be. I'll just say that I hold it nothing to against him, and I just wish people would stop bashing him in online and just just live their lives and all that. He stated his opinion. I did my thing. Nobody got hurt physically, so it's all good. And I think that's all I have to say. I think that's yeah.
That's too professional.
But yeah, so I did pass the auditions.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
despite all that, I did pass the auditions and all the and
How far
yeah.
did you make it up, if I can ask?
So that's a very
Oh, really?
complicated story. There was an NDA signed when I had a certain agreement with them. Um, but I don't care, so I'll say it because I am not working with them anymore.
Yeah.
And they
Hey,
will not
cool.
see
That's
this one.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, uh, it gotten so bad that they basically told me not to proceed.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But on a condition. They told me that I will have a contract like with the entertainment industry. Their entertainment industry that it's called ABS-CBN. It's basically the Hollywood. It's called ABS-CBN, the Hollywood of Philippines. They are in charge of everything. They would provide me with a certain contract that allows me to perform for a lot of their shows.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so they're telling me to willingly back out because they felt because the hatred for the organization for ABS-CBN has gotten too much. It's causing too much controversy for the establishment and for Philippines Got Talent in general. And it also started to hurt their because they do like host like they do show a lot of TV K-dramas, and there's a lot of things there was like I don't know the details to it, but the person my agent in charge of me was saying like there was a lot of things that happened between the people providing them, the Korean company that providing them once they heard about this issue,
Mm.
because Korean and Philippines, yeah, and all that, because there was a lot of like Koreans were like living and working in the Philippines, a lot of them, and this became a very viral issue of racism towards Korean
That guy
people.
screwed a lot of people over.
Yeah, so it became a big issue. So I was asked to leave voluntarily about it and to post about me leaving voluntarily. In exchange, um, we will provide you with a 2-year contract. Not only will you be provided with special TV shows that you can guest, you will also be provided with parties, gala parties with like some of the biggest celebrities in the Philippines, guest
This is
performance.
kind of like good though. Good to yeah.
So
This is cool.
basically, they basically said, "Oh, we're going to have you all the benefits of you winning Philippines Got Talent, but you don't even have to win it anymore."
Seriously, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm like, interesting. Yeah, and also we're going to pay you a apologetic fee of about like 50,000 won is like that's I'm trying for dollars. I would say that's like a 10,000, 10, 20 grand, 20 grand, about
Oh, you
20
went
grand.
up there. Oh,
Yeah.
50 million?
So no, so not sorry, 3,000. So sorry, it's not 20 grand. So 1,000 is 1,000. Oh, sorry, it's about near. It's 2 grand. It's just 2 grand. Yeah, I apologize. So it's 2 grand
2 grand in the Philippines?
plus. Yeah, but this is big money in the Philippines during this time, post pandemic, like pre-pandemic. Yeah, because
Yeah.
things changed after pandemic. That amount of money plus this contract,
Wow, they're really hooking you up.
and plus we're also going to put you in a couple of movies.
Dang, they
Not as
hooking them
like
up.
not like as a main character, but as a cameo and
Still,
all
that's
that.
cool.
Yeah, still it's cool,
That's
like because
cool.
I still get to do fun stuff. I still get
Yeah,
to
yeah,
build
yeah.
my connections and
And you're
stuff
still
like.
like doing what you like, magic.
Yeah, magic. So I'm like, how could I say no? Yeah, a lot of people just told me afterward that you should have just sued them. Because that could have been a better outcome for you financially. But I was like, no, I wasn't in for the money. I was in to make it as a yeah
Say you're in for your passion, for magic.
for a passion. Yeah. So that
And you get all this clout and everything with it?
So yeah, so I uploaded a short statement publicly stating that I have decided to voluntarily leave the show. Thank you for the people who supported me and stuff like that, but you do just fear not, for you shall be seeing my face around TV very sooner than later. That's it. It all started from there. I started to get my clout. I started to get, become a little bit more, I won't say known, just like a little bit more, just my momentum really. I wouldn't go as far as to say I was like celebrity famous, where I'd be like, oh my god, that's him. But there would always be at least one or two people that'd be like, can I have your picture at least in my daily life going
That
outside? And
thing,
I think,
right?
yeah, so just like a
It's
very
kind of cool.
light celebrity and all that. Yeah. Now I'm still amazed now that I still get recognized in Korea, only by Filipinos
Really?
though.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah. Filipino celebrity.
yeah. So, but yeah, and a lot of people don't remember me, but when I bring it up, oh, do you know about the Korean guy in Robin Padilla? Instantly they know who I am.
Really?
Yeah. So, but yeah, I would say I'm more popular in the Philippines in like the more, lack of better term, more or less developed areas, because they are more inclined to watch Filipino television like it's their life.
I see what you
Yeah.
mean. Yeah, yeah, I see what you
Yeah,
mean.
I would feel like I'm a little bit more popular in those areas. If I go to like those neighborhoods, they would instantly know who I am. But relatively in Philippines, I feel like it's more chill now. I would be recognized maybe if once a week. Yeah,
Cool.
or I would like hear a whisper in my ear, being like, "Is that him? Has to be." Okay.
That's cool. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm not that big yet, but I feel like I have enough momentum. I'm now I'm just living now.
Just having a good
Yeah.
time. Just
Yeah, just
doing.
having a good time. I get surprised a couple times. Like there's a Filipino town near Korea, in Korea in Hwaedong near Dongdaemun, and at least every time I go there, one person would know me, recognize me. So yeah, it's nice. It boosts my ego at least. Yeah.
I could imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't try to elevate it whatsoever because I'm pretty happy where I am right now. I don't like the fame life. I got stalked. Yeah, it was very scary. Like at the peak, the peak of my fame only lasted for, I would say, 8 months, which is way longer than it felt like. It felt like 2 years, because every day was just like, I can't do this. Yeah, but all that. But in those 8 months, and now I was still like kind of popular after that, but like these 8 months were wild. Like when the issue really was like the talk. Um, yeah, but yeah, it was tough. I would not want to be famous at all. I would not
You got
want
a taste
it.
of fame, and I was like, I'm
Yeah,
done.
I just didn't want it. People would like ring my doorbell. I had like a maid in my house and all
Dang.
that. But it's not a big, and I wasn't like that rich, but like it was kind of a normality that Filipinos were to like help with their maid services and houses and stuff like that for like slightly middle class families and all that to help out. And yeah, people would ring my doorbell and be like, "Is Jiwan Kim here?" And I don't know who this person is. Yeah,
That's weird. That's
and that's scary because like,
crazy people
how?
out there. Yeah.
Yeah, how did you find where I lived? Yeah, so and you sleep at night in your own safe space, knowing that someone else knows where you live. Like, they could just hop in from like the gate, and then, it's not like a system in Korea. They can come in if they wanted to, if they really were. It's just I couldn't sleep well that time.
That's rough, man.
Yeah, and of course, there's if you're ever even slightly famous, you do get like backlash or canceled to a certain degree, right?
Yeah, there's always gonna be some controversy.
I don't care for that. I really don't care for that. But I think what really hurt me was the people around me started to become bullied by social media too.
Mm.
Because when people start to obsess about your presence or about not my presence, about the issue, like, oh, you know, they start to look into your social media because they are just bored and they don't have time. And to like do anything for themselves. So they look into your social media and they track your friends, your family, yeah, and they start to like bully them, talk crap about them on their own, like why haven't you taught them?
That's even worse than it like happening to you, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it is worse happen than happening to me. I would prefer it just happen to me. I would look at it and just laugh about it.
Yeah.
But if it happens to other people that I love, from friends to my current girlfriend during that time, and seeing her cry in the morning because of the comments, then that becomes like then is it's not worth it. In my lifestyle and in the way I live life, I believe it's not worth it to be. Yeah, so I prefer being more like low key right now.
Oh, so then you're like living it up right now then.
I did got invited to do Philippines Got Talent this year.
What?
Straight up invited me. They straight up called me back and be like, the last Philippines Got Talent was the one that where you were at. We haven't done edition ever since then because COVID really screwed our plans. Would you like to return?
That's kind of crazy. That's a long time.
Yeah, it was 2017, 16. Yeah, so it was actually quite a long time. That was actually the last edition. Yeah, they wanted to continue it more, but I think just the studio had other bigger projects because they do films, TV shows, and stuff like that. So, and reality shows. So it's basically like MBC, right? Or yeah, or CJ Entertainment, right? Yeah, so they do like everything, yeah, all at once. So yeah, and then they just continued it this year again. And they were like, "Would you come back? We think it would be. We now know you can speak Tagalog.
That was
It
the
would be the ultimate comeback story."
yeah. That's kind of cool though, dude. You
And I actually said yes at first. But military didn't allow me to.
ah oh that hurts, man.
This is a actual because I didn't want to do it to like to give like a big fu to everyone. I can speak Tagalog now. That was their hook. What I wanted to do was like I wanted to show them that I'm actually a good magician now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're focusing on something little like the language, and you focus on what's
The
actually
magic,
important, the
yeah. I
magic,
wanted
yeah.
to show
The whole
people
reason
like
you're there for.
yeah that I'm like look at the 6 years of working professionally, what that led to. Like the kind of magic I do now is like it's not the same anymore. So, but yeah, the military doesn't accept it because that is like an
Oh,
actual company.
that's
Yeah.
gotta hurt, yeah.
So
There's no workaround for that?
that's it's a TV. It's TV, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
it's
like
hard.
you're basically now committing a crime at that sense. And I'm just like, oh, if they're gonna extend my service by another year, I'll do it. But it's like, no, that's jail time.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like an
yeah.
actual crime. Yeah, so
Did you ask if you could come back next year?
yeah, they told me that if they're gonna do it next year, they don't know the plans yet, but if they'll do it next year, the year after that, they're going to invite me back again because
And are you gonna do it?
yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, they think it's gonna be extremely I did tell like a lot of my close friends that I didn't want to be famous from it. So I'm probably gonna do the auditions. Cause America's Got Talent. Nobody cares about the semis. Everyone cares about the auditions. The semis never get viral. It's always the auditions. Yeah, I actually told them that I was gonna do the auditions and then just leave. Yeah,
Really?
because I didn't want to have the weight of trying to overperform the next stage, the next stage, next stage until the winning. I wanted to show what I got now. I wanted to have my say. I already earn quite a good amount in my professional life as a magician. Just, just like for corporations and just for like gigs. I have nothing to prove. I want to show me. I want to give it 100%, one performance, 10 minutes, and leave.
Yeah. Too easy, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted that. I think that's better. I didn't want to be constrained to what the TV producers tell me what to do. I didn't want to give up my artistic integrity for what because I know TV controls what you do. I know how how TV works now. I'm not BTS or I'm not DiCaprio where we have the power to be like I don't want to do that. There are people who have the power. I'm not those people. So I don't want to be constrained to those things. So I just wanted to do the audition and leave. And it probably If I do it again next year or the year after when I'm done with my service, I'll probably do it that way,
Yeah.
to be very, very honest.
Or right now, you just focused on mandatory service and doing your fun little ones on the weekends or weekdays. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I think, yeah. Because believe it or not, TV doesn't get you, TV barely doesn't pay you as much as companies do.
Really?
Yeah, so unless you're in an actual like, because like Philippines or America's Got Talent, even it's voluntary.
Mhm.
It's not like they asked you to come in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's America. It's huge. It's
It's
like, yeah,
huge, yeah.
yeah.
It does help with your branding afterwards,
Mhm.
but the show in of itself doesn't really help you financially.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an investment. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's
your
a good way to put it.
time, yeah, for your time, your effort, and you pray to God that you'll be aired. Because in America's Got Talent, like out of 1,000 people doing the auditions, they only air 20, right?
Yeah,
For like
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
full because they can't show
It's a
everybody.
huge, yeah, like a
So you
huge
gotta
amount.
pray to God that you get aired to begin with, and you're not just one of those 5 second snippets to be like, oh, a lot of people auditioned,
Yeah.
but this person's special, and then your time is done, right? So like it's a mad investment to do that. So I know for Philippines Got Talent I will be aired, and I know for the next episode I'll be aired. I just don't want to put in the work for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
You
in
already
all
went through
on
it once and had a
I've
whole
went through
lot
it
going on.
once.
It's,
Yeah,
you know, you got a taste of it and you're just done.
and I feel like I've grown a taste and a style of how I want to be perceived as a performer. And I feel like TV takes away a lot away from that, you
Mm,
know?
yeah.
And I think
You lose your
also,
creativity almost.
yeah, and bottom line is, I am a magician, I am a dancer, but that is not my entire life.
Mhm.
I am not someone that lives, breathes magic or dancing. I am also a human being that loves to be with my girlfriend, that loves to be with my friends, that loves to be, with my family, that
Mhm.
loves to be with my dog, and that loves to just watch movies and I think that's a discovery that I've made towards myself moving forward with my passions
Mhm.
was like, do I really want to live, breathe every second, get out of bed, magic this, magic that? No, I don't want to do that. I think it builds a lot of who I am as a person and the way I view life and the way I enjoy life, but it's not truly who I am to the bone.
Mhm.
I feel like there's so much more to who I am than just Jiwan the magician or Jiwan the dancer or
Mhm.
something like that. And I think that also and I think once I got a taste of what TV felt like, what taste of even for just a few months what it feels like to be a moderate celebrity, um I started to realize that, yeah, you know what? This might not be for me.
Mhm.
I would rather do a show every weekend, perform as if it was my last day in this earth, give the experience to people, and go on a Sunday with my family and walk my dog, or go on a date with,
Good
yeah.
simple life. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
keep a
good.
simple life. I don't want it to be like I gotta do magic every single day. I'm gonna perform 5 shows a week, which I know a lot of magicians do, and oh my God, like good on you. I can't do that. You know, all the best to you, and I respect you for it. But I realized that, oh my God, this isn't me.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'd rather have so much more to live for in my life than just magic
Yeah.
and dancing or yeah, stuff like that.